This is Donald Trumpets Vintage Horns, and you, my friend, have wound up in the trumpet dungeon. I will say this, though. I know I scare some people away sometimes with the name, but it's not nefarious. My dad, Donald, go figure, when he passed, left me a lot of really cool vintage horns. So I created this channel, Donald's Trumpets, in his honor. Woo! And I'm loving this journey. I've been playing now it's been about 8 months or so, started in May of 2021. It's been one of the greatest journeys I've ever undertaken. Always played guitar, never really cared about, actually, I did not like brass. It wasn't that I didn't care. I actually kind of thought it was stupid. Sorry, I just did. And then all of a sudden something miraculous happened. It was as if my dad's passion for playing just transferred to me. And I've gone off the deep end. My wife is really worried about me. Trumpets have ruined my life. Just kidding. But what are we looking at today? Well, I started off, obviously personality goes a long way, but first impressions, if you don't have it, you might not get a chance. And I wanted to speak a little bit to vintage trumpets and the way that they look. So I would venture to say most people, if they're shopping for a trumpet online especially, and they see something that's, weathered looking, they're going to probably turn away from it unless they know what they're looking for, right? And for good reason. Something that looks like it's been outside might not work very good. But what I have come to discover with my dad's collection, which has been pretty well maintained on the inside, right? It's the personality that counts. The outside have varying degrees of wear. No real damage as in like dented bells or anything like that. But this is one that I came across that I just thought was so cool. And unfortunately, the video doesn't really do it justice. But look at this tarnish throughout this horn. It's perfectly even all the way throughout. For the most part, you'll have a few patches here and there. Look at that, even those silver valve buttons, just solid. This is just such a cool horn. And the part that I liked about it so much is, and you probably already know what the name of this one is, but let's see. Anybody got some takers out there? This is a King Silver Flair. So we have it in the 467,000 serial number. I want to say this was the late 60s. Sorry, I've totally slipped my mind. I looked at this like a week ago. But late 60s. But how cool is that to have a black Silver Flair? Just sounds like a walking contradiction. But so yeah, I decided, this one would polish up very nice. But why would you want to do that? Remember, personality, character. That's what I like about vintage. Some of the brass, the metal sounds way better than a lot of the modern trumpets for sure. But one of the things you get is this. And real quick side note, why does a vintage trumpet sometimes sound better than a modern trumpet? A lot of it, I think, has to do with the milling, the type of metals. For example, the Olds Ambassador, I noticed, give me 1 second, the Olds Ambassador, I noticed differences in the colors of metal from the Los Angeles and Fullerton. Some of it might have to do with pre-war, post-war, different materials that were available at the time. But look at this. I left this, again, character. I sand brushed this whole entire trumpet, this Olds Ambassador, but then left some of the little accents here and there because it's so cool. Look at that. My point is this, the LA versions have like a reddish brown hue to them as they tarnish, but the Fullertons don't have that as much. So there's definitely something about it. And the valves, the metals that they use for valves, there's a million factors that go into what makes a horn good or bad. But overall, I am loving the vintage journey. So let's do a comparison. By the way, let me just go through this one more time so you can see it. Beautiful. So cool. It looks better in person, I will tell you that, but you get the idea. Pretty neat. Okay, so let's jump in. I'm going to do a little bit of not Chris Bodie. Let's do Chet Baker. I've been working on some of his stuff, and as I mentioned earlier, I am not a lifelong trumpet player. I've been playing for about 8 months now, so not about the playing, it's more about the trumpets and the horns, and it'll get better over time, I promise. But one thing that I did want to say that's extremely important, have you subscribed yet? I can't believe I made it like 5 minutes into the video without asking, but if you've made it this far, you either love Jonathan or you love trumpets. I'm going to guess you love trumpets. So click that subscribe button. Going to like you even more. Okay, so Chet Baker, I fall in love too easily. We'll do it on the Silver Flair, and then we'll do it on the committee. See what we like the best. I fall in love too fast. So plays really nicely, very responsive. Upper register is no challenge whatsoever. By the way, I'm playing on a Vincent Bach Mount Vernon number 7, not 7C, number 7. This is something I've gotten into as well. On the cornet side, a number 6 mouthpiece is pretty fun. But let's jump in, see what we got. We'll close this up. So what would I do, the Silver Flair or the committee? Hard to say. We will find out soon enough. Upper register is easier. It seems easy enough on this horn as well. The committee has, sounds like it might be a little bit more grounded. I think that's a fair statement. They both sound beautiful. I would say that the Silver Flair has a warm tone to it. But yeah, the Silver Flair more responsive. This one, I feel like it takes a little bit extra to get a note out of it. Let's keep going. Train wreck. All right, we'll close it up. Silver Flair, Black Silver Flair, or Martin Committee. I will say that the valves are a lot more responsive on this. Sorry, it's kind of rough. Okay, so a couple things. It's early. I haven't gotten warmed up yet. So that might be some of the factor why I struggled with the Silver Flair. And also, you know, I play the committee. Play it all the time so I can understand it a little bit better. I know where to find those notes in the horn. But, okay, which one would I go for? Comfort level, committee, absolutely. Silver Flairs are typically much less than a committee would be, though. So if I was getting into the vintage market and wanted to try something out, you can't go wrong with the Silver Flair. They're great trumpets. I've received pretty good reviews from several people that have bought one. They seem to be kind of the clicky thing to do back in the day. But yeah, this is a great horn too. I mean, everything moves, and oh yeah, I forgot the valves. Oh my gosh, that's one of the things I like so much about it. Is look, you know, pretty good condition. That's a not bad thing. Not bad thing there. No. All right, so slides, all that fun stuff. But yeah, check it out. It'll be going up on the auction block at some point. If you have any questions, feel free to message me directly. I don't know if they have the ability to do a private message in YouTube, but you know, if they do, shoot me a note and let me know what you're thinking. But that's about it. Yeah, I'd like to thank you for making it this far in the video today. So the Silver Flair on a price-weighted basis would probably win. But if it's apples to apples, trumpet versus trumpet, I would go with the Martin Committee. But again, King Silver Flair, you cannot go wrong. And I like this mouthpiece. I haven't really played on it a lot, but it's got a good feel to it. Well, that's about it, folks. I hope you have a good rest of the week. If you haven't subscribed, don't know what to tell you. Other than that, keep playing. We'll see you on the next upload. See ya. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Okay, hit the stop button. Right there. No, you just took a picture, dude. Subscribe.